Hello, I'm Sifu Matt Lovio, and I'd like to welcome you to my second Chinese martial arts series, or in particular, the art of Hsing I. Again, this will be a continuation of this second video of my series, which will be the part two of my second video. On this video, even from the previous video, we worked up with the warm-ups and a little bit of calisthenics and stretching, so to speak. Well, this video, now we'll be working on another important aspect. We'll be working on the breathing exercises and possibly also the meditation aspect if we have time. Now, without further ado, I'd like to elaborate. Before I go any further, I'd like to preface it further by saying what is so important about the breathing aspects. Why are we worrying about breathing? We do breathing every minute, every moment, right now as we speak. True. But if you do proper breathing, it'll also help in combination, in correlation with your training as well. Please observe. With the Hsing I, I was taught by Lao Shi or Grandmaster James McNeil, my very first Hsing I teacher. He noticed something very important. With any human being across the four corners of the globe, we can go on with food or water. Without food for say 3-4 days, possibly a little bit more tops. Water, maybe 2 or 3 days at most, without water. You try to go without breathing for 2 or 3 minutes, you will suffocate, you will pass out, you will die. So therefore, breathing is a very integral part when it comes to practicing any martial art, in this case in particular, the Chinese martial art of what we call Hsing I. What we're going to be doing is, if you can imagine mentally inside your head, imagine your 2 lungs right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to fill a third of the lung. We're going to practicing breathing in the air, holding it, and then breathing out. We'll do 1/3, 2/3, and then finally the full third of it, the 3/3 of the full lung capacity. Please observe. And from here, breathe in very gently in through the nose, and we're going to do just a little bit. If you can listen to me, only going to listen. We're going to try to imagine doing just the top part of the lungs, if you will. We're going to do like a third of it. Hold. And then breathe out through the mouth. Very good. Now, let's try to do a little bit more. We're going to go like maybe half lung capacity. We're going to go from 1/3 to 2/3. We're going to breathe in a little bit deeper. Before I go any further, it's interesting to note, I didn't mention it before in my first video, if you will, of the Hsing I series about breathing training and so forth. It's interesting to note, with numerous different types of Chinese internal martial arts in China, they have, oh my goodness, all kinds of different types of breathing aspects. Excuse me, bug flew my face. They have different types of breathing aspects in training. What they would do is they would have all kinds of intricate breathing patterns where they'll try to do, like say for example, breathe in, like in a staccato, in a repetitive fashion, such a way. They'll do that and then breathe out in repetitive staccato type of way, or a repeat pattern. They have intricate type of breathing patterns. And in the past, traditionally, for the student to learn from that teacher of whatever particular internal soft style of Kung Fu they're training in, the only way for them to learn is they would have to get up close to the teacher, observe and listen to how the teacher breathed in. And this was done not to try to be weird, but it was part of the Chinese martial arts culture. The teacher wanted to make sure if the student, if he or she, if they were dedicated and they really wanted to learn, then basically what they would dedicate themselves to getting up closer and in this strange type of cumbersome, if not tedious type of way, of getting close to the teacher and listen to him or her breathe. That would show dedication and show the drive and the passion of the student, that they really did want to learn this stuff, that they really wanted to learn and delve further into the art for more of their training. Obviously, of course, here in the western part of the world, in this case being here in the States, obviously that's kind of like a taboo, not necessarily welcome in our culture. But suffice to say, I'm not going to be going into that type of like elaborate type of breathing patterns. I never had to learn it, therefore I'm not going to impose it upon you. We're going to do a simple breathing in through the nose and then out through the mouth. That's all. Now, let's go from 1/3 to 2/3. Please try to listen and observe. Breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. Hold it, just for a little bit, and then out. Now, that we did was like the 1/3 to, now we just did the 2/3. Now, last but not least, we're going to take a big deep breath and do the full lung capacity. All 3/3. Please observe. Big breath in through the nose. Hold it. And then out through the mouth. And that's it. Try to do this only just like a couple of times, if you will. You don't have to get too involved. The idea is we're trying to work our way. We're getting a workout from the inside out. We're not trying it's not different like other exercise programs where we work up a sweat. We're trying in many ways almost, and besides flexing up our muscles, we're trying to flex up our organs. In this case, like our cardiopulmonary system, our heart and our lungs, better blood flow, etc. Now that we got that breathing exercise out of the way, we're going to try to do some other breathing exercises with a little bit of like some type of Qigong exercises. This was, mind you, this was only taught to me by my very first Hsing I teacher, not by my other Hsing I teachers such as Sifu Di Guyang or Sifu Gerald A. Sharp. This was taught to me by my first Hsing I teacher, Lao Shi or Grandmaster James McNeil. And this is basically what we call the white crane wings flexing, or white crane wings flowing, whatever you wish to term and call it. Please observe. It's three exercises of this exercise set. White crane wings. We're going to starting from the top. We're starting from the top, and I'm going to show you a little bit of how we also bend a little bit at the knees. The hands are going to start low. We're on the hip area. Up, breathe out. In the nose, out. In through the nose, out. And then I'll try to build up a little bit of speed. That's the first exercise. Now we're going to do the second exercise. We're going to go outside in. Please observe. Start from within. Out. In. Out. Remember to breathe. In through the nose, out through the mouth. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now we're going a little bit faster. Slow it down, and we're done. Now we're going to go diagonally, from out diagonally and then in. Please observe, we're starting again from the in, starting low and going high. Remember to breathe. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth when you do it. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Build up some speed. And slow it down a bit. And we're done. The white crane wing exercise, also known as white crane flexes wings, white crane flaps its wings, and so on and so forth. It's quite interesting. It's a little fun. It may seem weird, but it also has some combative capability too as well, as I will show hopefully in further potential videos. And if we, like last time, persisting, I'd like to show pretty much, if you will, if we have enough time. Again, for like one particular type of exercise, we're going to do like a variation of the white crane wings flexing. I don't consider it part of it because I wasn't taught as part of the exercises. It's kind of something that I came up on my own, but it's also, I think it's just as integral as the vertical forward type of one. And this one's going to go into the side. Please observe. We start within, and then we do this. Side, 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 side. You don't have to do the breathing exercise if you want, going into the nose and out through the mouth. If you want to, great, but you don't really need to. Again. It works on the quad, on the hips, on the waist rotation. Also a little bit on your spinal column to try to twist the back. Instead of bending it, we twist the back. Also with the white crane wings, I'm sorry, I didn't include this earlier. I'm going to mention this now before the end of this video. If you'll notice, with the knees, I was doing a little bit of knee flexing where I would bend the knees. If you notice, I was flexing the knees just a little bit, just a little bit, where I bend the knees a little bit, not too much of a, not sinking too much, but just a little bit, just a little bit, little bit of the knee flexing, and that's pretty much it. A little bit of the knee flexing along. Remember, don't forget to breathe. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth. That's about the end here for this part of part 2 of the second video of my Hsing I series. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you do the exercises regularly. Please leave any and all likes, and again, all comments. I welcome all kinds. Until then, thank you for participating in this series and watching this video, and I wish you the best of luck in your training. Until then, take care of yourself and all you know.